everybody, it's Brian.
I'm Tim.
We're walking the mean streets of Glendale, Ohio. You're watching the Brian and Tim Show. I think this episode, if I could throw a word on it, is going to be explosive.
Don't get shanked.
Hey everybody, it's Brian.
Hey, this is Tim. Brian, you got something on your nads.
Yeah, I've got something I want to review. Now, right now we're hanging out, Crossley Field, a recreation, and there's no game going on at present, but it's still a spectacular view. I can only imagine taking in a game.
What are you talking about? I saw Field of Dreams. I can see them right now.
Oh wow, you've got that insight, that vision.
Yeah, when I don't take my pills, I have that vision.
We're gonna be looking at today some candy. This is from the makers of Malo Cup. Now, if you're familiar, on Review the World a while back, we reviewed, Tim, you were there.
Chris.
And Chris, the three of us as a trio, we reviewed Malo Cups. It was your first experience tasting Malo Cups.
Yes.
I introduced you, and now I've never had peanut butter Malo Cups. Or I guess they're just called peanut butter cups, to be specific.
I would hazard a guess that these are going to taste much more similar to your standard Reese cup than the Malo Cups we sampled last time. I'm
interested to see, however, how they distinguish it and separate themselves from Reese, because obviously that's going to be the point of comparison. But
is that Reese or is it pronounced Reese's? It's spelled Reese's, but I've always called it Reese cup.
I've heard both, actually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, they're not melted, at least not completely. Okay, they just melt a little. Little crumbly. We're not going to blame the manufacturer for that one. I do smell peanut butter. It's one of the few things I can smell. All right, he's bitten in. And he has fumbled it. Wrong sport, man. What do they call that? An error in baseball? I don't know. Last time I watched baseball, the Reds won the World Series.
I gave it to Bill Buckner. These seats are actually original from the Crossley. Shipped in down here, installed. I love that authenticity. Tim, what do you think about this peanut butter cup?
Well, it was good. I swallowed it whole.
You need another?
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, they didn't lend itself super well to sampling and discerning the difference between that and a Reese's cup. I'm actually not picking up a lot of difference in that regard. What about you?
I like it. Honestly, my first impression is that I actually might prefer this to a Reese's cup, which I know that might be blasphemy to some out there. I'll tell you why. I always found Reese cups, some more so than others. They're not all created equal, I guess. A little bit, they're very grainy sometimes. Mm-hmm. This has got a smoother finish to it. Also, I kind of like this chocolate a little bit better. It's also very smooth and kind of creamy milk chocolate. I can't say with any, certainty that it's superior quality ingredients, but that's my opinion just on taste alone.
Okay. I have found that depending on what pack of Reese cups you buy, some are better than others. For instance, most of the ones that I bought in my lifetime were the ones that were wrapped in foil. They were the smaller variety. I would prefer this over that. However, the ones that are in the check lanes that are actually sealed, you have to tear them open, I actually prefer those over these, and I find that the chocolate is just a little less aged. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the matter.
Fans, this is my Mona Lisa smile. Turn that PB smile upside down. Nah, I'm gonna finish this off.
Are you telling our audience to be sad? Turn that smile upside down?
They can be interpreted in many different ways. Fans, I'm gonna recommend that you seek these out. I like these. Now I think, Tim, you should join me in a rousing chorus of "Take me out to the ball game.
Let's go Krogering."
Another beautiful day. I see these flowers, the colors, it fills me with life. I mean, this is what I live for. I mean,
watch the Brian and Tim Show.
What the Hey everybody, it's Brian.
I'm Tim.
And we're getting ready to try 4 beverages from, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, I believe it's a German term. That's an H there. Sprecher. I've had, I will say this preliminarily. Usually most of the things we go into completely blind, never had them. I've had some of their beverages before. Everything I've had from them, terrific. So I'm kind of going into this one almost endorsing them. I've never had this. This is their Orange Dream. And one of the cool things, these are small batch. These are gourmet sodas. They use fine ingredients. For example, it'll probably tell us here. Enjoy the super citrus drink, natural orange flavors, honey and vanilla for a creamy, dreamy taste. Experience that's over the moon. So,
Okay, so that's why there's a cow on it, because it's over the moon.
Yeah, there's a cute little image of a cow drinking out of an orange.
You know,
we're using the shot glasses just to kind of show everybody at home what we're looking at here. These are super cold, which is great because we've been outside filming all day, late summer.
I have to confess that
nice
a name
smell,
like
actually.
Orange
Very
Dream just does
creamy.
not strike me as very German. You know, orange. I take joy in your pain. That's what I expected. Orange Schadenfreude.
Oh man, these shots are easy, man. I mean, that goes right down. Very pleasant.
I am on the record as not being a fan of orange drinks. I would drink that.
Yeah.
That is actually really good.
It's orangey, but yeah, it's got a really creamy after hint. We're off to a good start, which, you know, predictably so. We're going to try some other things. Up next, and this one I'm a little bit more curious about. I'm a bit of a root beer connoisseur. When I was in high school, it was my favorite beverage, and then I kind of went away from it. Lately, I've been kind of dipping my toes back into that pool.
Yeah.
And I found, after trying Virgil's and some of the other gourmet drinks, Sprecher is my favorite root beer. I'm going on record saying it.
Really?
However, we only have the low-cal variety. I've not tried that. So I'm kind of curious. It's gas fire kettle made. So let's see if I can get this.
Yeah, I like IBC. I like Stewart's.
Yeah,
Generally,
IBC
if it comes out of a
Stewart's.
glass bottle, I tend to enjoy it. I don't know what that does to the flavor. Certainly helps it become colder.
I don't think I've ever had a low-cal or diet root beer, so definitely curious here.
When I still drank diet drinks, which I don't recommend anyone do because aspartame is awful for you, but when I did, root beer was actually one of my favorites because you really couldn't tell much of a difference between their diet and non-diet flavor, especially with like A&W.
That's good. Yeah, if you told somebody that was not, if you didn't tell somebody that was low-cal, they're not. Nobody will say, "Is this a diet drink?" at all. Mm-hmm. Having had their other, I can give some perspective. Their other is more creamy. This has got a bit more of a fizz to it. Mm-hmm. It's fairly fizzy. The other one's more of a creamy, which I like. But both are not the original is, like I said, over the moon about that. This one's not bad though. Honestly, you give that to anybody, I don't think they're gonna say is that diet.
I'm not completely getting the mascot here. Is this like Sonny and his off time? He's cheating, on the Cocoa Pebbles. No, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's the one.
Glendale, Wisconsin, by the way. These are fire brewed. Okay, this is their cola, which I've never had. Very excited to try this one. I want to tell you a little bit. The ingredients: cola extract, real vanilla, a pinch of cinnamon, and pure honey. You will roar with delight at this wonderfully rich and flavorful soft drink. Mm-hmm. Okay, man. I'm convinced.
Now, I have to believe, and this could just be really branding on my part, I have to believe that if it was going to be, they were trying to imitate the flavor of Coke, it would be a red bottle, but since it's blue, I have to believe this is going to be more in your vein of Pepsi.
We'll see.
That could be, most generic colas. That tends to be the way they go.
Yeah, like
things.
the off-brand in the grocery store. I've loved everything that I've had from them, so I'm very curious how their original cola tastes. It'd be a good barometer.
I'm going to throw this a little more in the Pepsi category than the Coke category.
Well, it was a little bit surprising to me. It is a little bit different. Those fresh ingredients are very there. Mm-hmm. Typically, your colas taste like cola. There's not, that honey, the cinnamon and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different flavor components. This is not your typical, by any means, cola.
All right.
The finish was a little almost thicker, maybe a little bit more reminiscent of Pepsi, but completely, I think, its own beast. Last but not least, and I'm going to go ahead and jump to this one because it kind of piggybacks on that last one, and I think it'd be a great way to kind of bring us full circle. And this one I have had, and terrific, by the way. Before I kind of moved on from pop, one of my favorites, my mainstay, was Cherry Coke. Whether it was fountain from the tap or homemade, put some grenadine, some cherry syrup in it. They use real cherry juice, and I have to commend them for that, and I must make mention of it here. It's a masterful blend of Wisconsin's own Door County cherry juice. It's raw Wisconsin honey and the finest cola extract, a handful of selected spices, cooked to perfection in a gas-filled brew. Cherry cola has never tasted this good. On the front, you see this happy-go-lucky black bear, and he's eating cherries right from the stem. Tim, this one is pretty cool. I'll just go ahead and prepare you by saying that one.
Okay, now I must also confess, I've never really been a fan of cherry Coke.
Interesting.
In any of its varieties. Yeah, so we'll see if this converts me.
Even though you would think, well, this is the cherry equivalent of their Puma Cola, it makes you forget the Puma Cola. This is its own unique beast. The cherry juice is so right there. I feel it's up front, it's in the middle, it's in the back. I mean, it completely dominates, and in a good way. I mean, you've got the nice fizziness and the sweetness of cola, but that cherry juice is unlike any cherry cola I've ever had. It's not artificial tasting at all.
Yeah, I was going to say, this
super,
actually... Yeah.
I mean, it literally feels like you were a kid and you got the bright idea, like, man, I want... And you open a cherry jar and literally poured it in there. That's how I would describe this to somebody who's never had it.
Yeah, to me, cherry Coke is sort of sticky and sugary, and this actually tastes...
older, I've kind of felt more and more that way, but
this actually tastes like a cherry.
Yeah, I could drink guilt-free. So, of the 4, Tim, you got to try. They also have some other flavors. I believe a cranberry one. They definitely have a ginger ale. Which of the 4 was your favorite?
Definitely the root beer one.
Cool, and even though it's low cal, so that's kind of a tremendous that low carb, low cal one did. Recommend Sprecher. They have a website. I think you can order in bulk. We were able to get ours at Jungle Jim's International Market, a local mainstay here. Seek this out. I'm giving it my big recommendation.
Sounds good.